what is that? What is the routine? The care with your mustache. It's so pristine.
Thank
And
you.
it's like
Thank you.
perfect all the time. And it's just
I
like,
I cannot take credit for it. That is the genius of Kathleen Brown.
well, I'm Russ Milheim from The Direct. Thank you for talking to me today about Severance season two.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Season one, I actually only just recently watched it and I loved it. And I was like, man, where was I? Because it was this huge hit, and I was like, I gotta watch it, I gotta watch it. And then I finally was able to sit down and watch it, and I was like, yep, that was worth it. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm
And
good.
thankfully, unlike everyone else, I didn't have to wait 3 years.
I
But
am curious though, how long did it why did it take you so long to watch it? I'm just curious.
it wasn't like a pointed thing. I was like, everything I heard about it, I was like, I'm gonna love this show. Like, I know I'm gonna like it. But then, like, a lot of what I watch is driven by work right now, and so if it doesn't show up on that radar, it is hard to squeeze in to the time that I have outside of it. And so
Okay.
all of that played into it. But I knew for a while, I was like, I will watch this show.
Okay.
And then
All
I
right.
did, and I was like, okay, yes, 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 yes.
All right.
Now, season two. Where is Mr. Milchick when fans catch up with him at the very start of the season?
So season two, when we start, we pick up right where we left off from season one. It's that high moment. The Innie finds out she's alive, and you know, we see the Innie Mark come right into the doors, and he's running down the hallway and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And so now Milchick is tasked with basically telling him what happened
Yeah.
and what's going on. And he notices that there's been changes that's happened to the floor. It doesn't look like the floor that he remembers it being.
Mhm.
Um, and I always like to say that, Milchick is still on damage control. Ever since, the OTC, when he introduced that to Dylan, he's been having to cover himself to make sure that the train stays on the track.
Yeah.
So we see, more damage control, more damage control.
There must have been a lot of pressure to kind of live up to the quality of the first season, especially with how much people loved it. How did
Yeah.
that feel like diving into season two? Was that pressure palpable like on set and when you were working on it?
It felt more like anticipation. It was excitement,
Yeah.
because we didn't know how season one was going to be perceived. I don't think anyone knows how good or bad a show or any product is going to be until until people tell us, right? So when this show was getting so much acclaim and people were dying over the finale, it was like, okay, what's next? What are we going to do next? We got to keep going. And when we finally got the clearance that we were going to do season two, I was just so enthralled about where we were going to go. I will say this, Russ, that I would not want to be in Dan or Ben's position,
Yeah.
because to take up the reins and carry this thing on and meet the expectations, that's a lot. But I am confident that the fans, when they watch this show and when they watch season two, that they will feel that it was well worth the wait.
Now, with how secretive the project is, like you
Mhm.
hear things about like, Marvel not getting full scripts and doing all sorts of weird things to hold things close to the
Yes.
chest. Do you experience some of that on Severance? Do they give you partial scripts or are you still you get the whole story no matter what?
Yes, because for the most part, I need to know
Yeah.
what's going on. I think if there is an episode that is focusing on more outside that I'm not really a part of, maybe I don't get that script. But if I really wanted the script, then I'll ask for it.
Yeah.
They're generous in that. But I hear tell that when it comes to maybe our day players or some of the supporting cast members, they may not get the full script. It's only in pieces. They get the part that they're a part of.
Yeah.
And anything that they need to know, they have to ask it and so forth.
So
But
how like how how informed are you of the bigger picture? So say are there big mysteries that maybe aren't even solved in season two that you do know just because of the
No,
process?
no, and that's not even me being cagey. I don't know. And season two has it answers some questions, but then brings up a whole lot more questions.
It does,
You
yes.
know, um, and I don't have the answers to them.
You have to wait till until season three, hopefully.
If we're lucky.
You'll know them before everyone else though, so you got that. How would you explain to, or how would you tell fans that see how has season two evolved from season one? What's gonna feel different this time around?
I think we've locked in more in season two. Season one was a fabulous introduction into this world of Lumen, and we got to see the town of Kier. But now, this go round, we're focusing so much more on the four friends. We're focusing on the innies. We're focusing on the information that they received about the overtime contingency and learning about who Helly is. And, we're navigating that space. And what do they do? What do the innies do now that they know what's on the outside?
Now I have to ask you a really important question. A friend wanted me to ask this.
Okay.
What is that? What is the routine? The care with your mustache? It's so pristine.
Thank
And
you.
it's like
Thank you.
perfect all the time. And it's just
I
like,
I cannot take credit for it. That is the genius of Kathleen Brown, who is my makeup artist for the show. She does an impeccable job to ensure that my mustache is without spot or without wrinkle, that it is in place every single time in every single shot. It takes about 45 to maybe an hour and a half to do my mustache and do it right.
I mean, it shows. So, and and a related thing too is I noticed this even with this while watching season one. You have such a personality to just the way you walk and your stride and the way you hold yourself. How much of that
Yes.
is you, and how much of that is crafted for the character?
For me, it's a lot of that is craft of the character. I wanted to create a character that fits into this mystery of what Lumen is about, or the mysteries that they hold, a man that has secrets, a man that can turn on a dime, and also a guy who is able to have fun, but also to be an authority figure as well. And not just any authority figure, an authority figure that you legitimately would be afraid of.
Yeah.
So that was Tramell, me leaning into my sense of play and finding how he walks, how he moves, how he speaks, which was so much fun to do.
And then how do you keep a straight face when acting across from Zach Cherry's Dylan? Because like you're just so serious all the time, and then he always has these like laugh out loud lines, and you just don't budge.
Yeah. Zach is so great. He's so good. How do I keep a straight face? I don't know. It's what Ben tells me. He says like Tramell, when you're in the zone, dude, it's like it's magic. So whatever that zone is, I have to make sure that I find it when I get on set. And when I'm in that zone, when I'm locked in, I do not break. Now, what's really cool is that when we get on set, some of the other actors like Adam and Britt, they like to play and try to like make people break, kind of like see what makes people
I was
tick.
about to
And
say, challenge accepted.
yeah. And so now they don't realize that they made it harder on themselves, because now I know that you are doing the work to purposely try to get me to break. Oh, I'm dug in now.
How often
Like
does it happen? I'm sure they've gotten you. They must have gotten you a time or two.
they almost got me. They almost got me one time. I don't know if I can. They almost got me in episode 4.